Peculiar roots. Yo. Peculiar roots, them sell the thing. Peculiar root, tell you the truth. Check out Peculiar roots, secure your hair oil, conditioner, your shampoo. Anything you want for your locks, Peculiar roots have it for sure. Them sell the best Buildup-Free products for your crown. They make your hair feel brand new. Rose water to moisturize your hair. Growth serum to grow your edges. Black charcoal shampoo to wash your locks. Eczema lotion remove the rash. Lock brush for the lint them. Plus beard wash make your chin feel like you wax. Colloidal body wash, oh my gosh, that left your body clean without a spot. Check out Peculiar Roots, them are the best. PeculiarRoots.com. Peculiar Roots. Yo. Peculiar Roots, them sell the thing. Peculiar Roots, tell you the truth. If you want the best products, just check Peculiar Roots. Them sell the best product for your locks. Use them shampoo, make your hair smooth, moisturize. Peculiar Roots, them are the best that are the funks. Them sell refresher spray slash rose.
So now that we're finished washing with our black charcoal shampoo, which completely took away all the residue, we use our lint-free Loc'd towel to dry her hair. So make sure the towel that you're using is completely lint-free. We're going to moisturize it by adding some refresher spray. Hey y'all, how are you? Happy Locked and Loaded Live. As you're joining, let me know who's joining. Let me know where you're joining from. So what I need you guys to do is drop in the comment section your name and where you're joining from so I can properly say hello. If you are new to this amazing channel and wherever you're watching me from, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, hello. Tonight is Locked and Loaded Live. I am the founder of Peculiar Roots, where we help you take care of your amazing crown. So we share a lot of DIY tips on how to take care of your crown. We share a lot of knowledge. That way you're making sure on your lock journey, you're having the best experience ever. I know sometimes it can be stressful and it should not be. And that's what we're here for. So on tonight's topic, we're talking about something you guys ask us a lot about. What causes hair loss? And it's funny that it's not even funny. You guys need to think about this one. But a lot of the times you guys don't ask us what causes hair loss. You guys always come and you're like, hey, what do you have for hair loss? What do you have that can help my hair grow? Right? No one ever goes back to the root of the problem. And so tonight we're digging a little bit deep, literally, and we're going back to the root of the problem. So we are going back to the roots of the problem. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Jaquita. Hey, Donnelly. Hey, Sabrina. Hey. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Shatori. Hey, Sis Simsima. I hope I said your name from UK. I hope I said your name right. Hey, Tony. Hey, Empress with Love. Hey, Shorty. Hey, Dr. Specs. Hey, y'all. Welcome. And as you're coming in, if you have a friend that have locks, definitely invite them in. This is going to be for all of us. So what I'm going to do is for my Instagram peeps, I'm going to put up a picture and show you. Hold on one second. I'm going to put up this picture and I want you guys to review it a little bit. And I'm also going to put it up here on Instagram so you guys could take a look at it, right? I'm a visual learner. And so for me, I learn visually by seeing things. And so I want to make sure you guys visually understand what we're going to be talking about tonight. So I'm going to put that up on the screen one more time for my stuff, but not on IG. I'm going to keep it here for you guys on Instagram. So Facebook, I hope you guys got it in YouTube. I hope you guys got a screenshot of that. As I was saying to my Instagram family, don't worry, I'm going to have a screenshot of that in our group for you. So let's start with number one. Number one is your jeans, right? I'm so Jamaican. That's not like I'm talking about your pants, but it's not your jeans. Your family jeans can cause thinning of hair along the top of your head, right here, right? So think about if you've ever seen like a guy, it mostly happens in men, right? You've seen a man and their hairline starts receding, right? And then if you look along their family line, when you look at their grandfather, the father, like everybody is just receding hairline, right? Because it's genetic. It's nothing they can do about that, right? But thankfully, nowadays, there's like so much cosmetic stuff that could be done where you see people put on wig and it looks so real. But that's a whole nother life, right? But jeans is something that can cause your hair thinning or hair loss. And it's what that means is it's something that you cannot change. You can, use hair growth oils, or you can use some people revert to pills, to cause your, all kind of things like you're trying to do to make that hair grow, right? So just know that sometimes that's totally normal and it's totally natural to happen, especially as you go on. Let's jump on to number two. Number two is menopause. So this type of hair loss often gets worse with estrogen is lost during menopause, right? So women, a lot of us, as we, get a little bit older, and some of us actually, like Tawana had a live, I believe a few weeks back, and she talked about a lot of the things that women start either experiencing earlier. So sometimes it's not even about age, but some people will start like hot flashes really early. Some people will start menopause really early, right? And so think about those things. Again, sometimes I believe it's the things that we eat. So if you're eating a lot of processed food, I honestly believe that stuff speeds up like a lot of the things that should happen to our body naturally. And that's why I always go back to what are we doing internally? Are we eating right? Are we drinking enough water? So it's not always the surface things that you can see, but what are you doing internally to make sure you're taking good care of yourself, right? So menopause can definitely cause hair loss. Sometimes it's not all over your hair. Sometimes it's maybe just one spot. Everyone is different. It may just be your edges. It may be a spot in the center of your crown. It may be the back. It may be the sides. It may be the edge. It really, really varies. Okay, it really, really varies. So just be mindful of that, right? The next thing, let's see. Aging. So aging kind of does tie into menopause, right? Because your hormones are changing as you age, and this can cause balding. Yes. But I think our melanin helps us, y'all. I really do. I think our melanin helps us. But aging definitely can cause thinning of hair. You're not gonna, a lot of things in your body's gonna change, whether that's your skin, a lot of things change, right? And so it's natural for your hair to either start thinning. Like I always remember, and as I'm talking about this right now, what I'm remembering is like, think about your grandparents, right? Like your grandma. And as they age, their hair just gets really soft and it thins out a little bit. And it's like really manageable. And it's like a beautiful silver type of hair. If y'all got grandmas or granddads, y'all know what I'm talking about. And if you know what I'm talking about, let me see in the comment section. But you notice their hair texture even starts to change. Your hair just gets super soft and manageable. So think about that, right? As you're aging, your hair is going to either start getting super soft, thin, or you're going to start experiencing hair loss. So those are things that really also tie into genetics. And sometimes we can't really change it. A big thing that we do have control of, right, is lack of vitamin D. So new hair growth can be stunted, right, because we don't get a lot of vitamin D. And that's internally and that's externally. A lot of the times when I talk to you guys about our hair, always remember it's like a plant. Your hair is like a plant. It's growing, right? You need water to grow your hair. So a lot of you guys revert to refresher spray. You need sunlight to help grow your hair. So sunlight will help you. So make sure you're not covering your hair all the time in terms of like a head wrap. Give your hair time to breathe, right? Especially during COVID when a lot of us are home. You want to like at least take off your head wrap every now and then, right? Especially if you're working from home, take off your head wrap, just let your hair breathe, let it breathe out. And that will help. Go outside, take a walk as much as you can and expose your hair to natural sunlight. That will really help, right? So don't deprive yourself of vitamin D. And if you can't go outside or, you know, whatever it is, sometimes it's seasonal and some of us, our allergies flare up, then try to take a vitamin, a vitamin with vitamin D. So those are the top 4, hair loss situations that can happen. One that I do want to talk about that a lot of our tribe members have experienced, I've experienced it, and it's postpartum shedding as well. Postpartum shedding can definitely cause hair loss. And it's one of those things that it will cause it immediately, whether it's during pregnancy, whether it's after pregnancy. Everyone is, again, different. So you want to make sure that you're looking at those things. And another thing with hair loss, postpartum shedding, Sharima, I can hear you. Another thing with postpartum shedding is it happens very, it's weird. It's weird. Like you can't predict it, right? I know with Alethea, mine's happen maybe towards the end because I had a lot of hair growth. It was so weird. I had a lot of hair growth to the point where my locks became so heavy and uncomfortable for me. I had to trim my locks. But then right after, maybe 2 weeks after, I started to experience like postpartum shedding, like literally right here, right? And then with Amir, it was kind of the same thing. And so ladies, it's normal to have postpartum shedding, but it will grow back. It will grow back. Sometimes, again, it depends on each of us. Sometimes it will take very long. And for some of us, it will be super fast. So again, going back to your diet, make sure you're eating the proper foods, make sure your intake of vitamin has increased, calcium, like all the vitamins that you should be getting, make sure you are taking those in, especially for going back to ladies, if you're experiencing postpartum shedding and you're nursing, you're given a lot of your nutrients, right? So you need to make sure you're having your intake up and increase during that time if you're experiencing that. So any questions? Not seeing any comments on Facebook, so I'm not sure. But if you have any questions, now is the time to start dropping them. If you've experienced any of these, hair loss from any of these situations, let me know. Another one that I do want to bring up, which is super normal, is stress. Stress. If you are stressing, no matter what it is about, that can cause hair loss as well. Because again, your organs, your body works all together, right? And your body will feel that. And so if you are stressing about maybe it's a job or a relationship or whatever it is, you can start seeing that resulted in different parts of your body, right? Some of us will break out. We'll have like a flare up of acne. Some of us will experience hair loss. So those are all things contributed to your hair and your crown, right? And that's why wholly for us here at Peculiar Roots, we want to make sure all of us are practicing an overall healthy lifestyle, right? Not just a topical quick fix, like, okay, let me spray something on my hair, let me put on some hair growth oil, but you're not doing the extra work to make sure all around you're okay. So that's why we talk about things like mental health wellness. That's why we talk about things like your diet. How are you eating? That's why we talk about things like exercising, because all around your lifestyle, it will affect your lock journey. It's not just, oh, I had a bad retwist, or I didn't retwist in a long time, or I haven't been taking care of my hair. Because some of us will go months without a retwist or months without like touching our hair, and it's fine, right? But everything sometimes will work together. So make sure as a whole, you are okay, right? And whatever that looks like for you, whether it's dealing with your mental health, if you have to go to therapy, if you have to confide in a friend, there are so many resources out here now for therapy. So I don't think the issue should be about affordability. Some insurance do cover that. So just make sure your entire lifestyle matches together, because you'll start to see a decline somewhere, whether it's physically in your body, just breaking down, or you'll see it in your hair and you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like I have this bald spot, but I don't know where it came from, but you're not tying it to that stress that you're dealing with in your life. So that's, those are two things that's not on the list right now that I did want to mention, because it's like those little things that honestly can trigger those, hair loss, and the things that we don't think about, or we're thinking, well, that's not it. I'm not going to think about that. I'm okay right now. That was last month. But yeah, during that time, it was all tied together, and you're seeing that result right now through your journey. Let me go back to the comment section. And welcome, y'all. If you're just joining, welcome, 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 welcome. Tonight we're talking about hair loss, what causes hair loss. On Instagram, I have the top 4 listed. I also talked about 2 additional ones. Same thing for Facebook. We talked about the top 4 being genetics, menopause, aging, lack of vitamin D. And then, of course, I added, what did I add, y'all? Postpartum, postpartum shedding, and stress, right? Those are big factors to hair shedding. So, and also I want to be clear too, like hair loss and hair shedding, 2 different things. Right? So hair shedding is normal. Even though you have locks, your hair should have a little bit of shedding. It's totally normal. Because what I think is, when we get to our lock journey, sometimes we separate like all the things that we normally experience with like our natural loose hair. We just, I don't know, we think like there's this magical unicorn with having locks, and we don't go through any of those things. But when you have locks, you still experience some type of shedding, right? Especially at the end of your locks, you're still going to experience some type of shedding, and it's totally normal. Especially when you start brushing your locks, you will get rid of a lot of that, and you'll start seeing those things. So hair shedding is normal to an extent, right? And you can tell, like, I'm not talking about like you, like, you know, maybe brushing your locks, or you're seeing like bundles of your hair like in your hand. Like, you should not have that, but you should have some substantial, like, small amount of hair shedding that's totally normal that you'll see with your crown. So don't freak out if you're like seeing your hair shed a little bit, especially again if you just had a baby. Like, your body's just going through a whole transformation by itself. So those things are pretty normal, but you want to make sure you're watching out for those signs and you're taking note of any change, especially if you're going through something so big as giving birth. Because a lot of the times, these are not things that your doctor talked to you about. Honestly, like, none of my doctors talk to me about postpartum shedding or postpartum depression or any of those things. Like, you literally have to find out about it, whether through hearing another mom talk about it or Googling. But those things are totally normal because your body's going through a full transformation. Like, you're giving life, right, to another human being. So those things are absolutely normal. Fellas, same thing for you. Well, you ain't having no babies, but whether you're going through a life change, again, a lot of men, especially Black men, they internalize their stress. And so they may not like outwardly express what they're going through. And so it will show up in like maybe their hair thinning or having bald spots or them start balding because they're internally processing that and they're not dealing with it the best way that they should. Again, because, you know, that's strong. We should be strong, especially Black women. We get that too. You know, putting on that Black cape and being strong Black women, y'all throw that out. Throw that out. Take help, get help in whatever areas of your life that you see best fit. Like, throw that out. We're not about that life. Any questions? Tonight we also have tons of giveaways. We have giveaways coming up, and we have an amazing deal for you. And I know this topic, y'all, is kind of like on the downside when we normally talk about like stuff. This topic is kind of like brings up a lot of things like insecurity. Nobody wants to talk about them being bald or their hair thinning, or because you automatically start putting blame on yourself, right? And that's why I wanted to make sure especially these 4 were clear, because a lot of the stuff that I mentioned is out of your hand. Like, you cannot prevent these things, right? So when we talk about thinning, a lot of it brings up insecurities, and you're like, oh my God, I'm already having issues with this. I'm insecure. I may have to be wearing a scarf all the time or a head wrap because I want to hide this spot, or, you know, just like it brings up a lot of insecurities that we don't want to talk about. I know when I went through my postpartum shedding, at one point, like, I literally wore my hair on one side of my, like, literally, I'll show you guys. Like, I have, it's like, this is like my regular part that I have for my locks. But when I went through my postpartum shedding, which was over here, I literally would wear my locks like this. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to figure this out. I would literally just wear a swoop like this all the time, just to hide it, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, nobody has to know. But I would literally wear a swoop like this all the time, right? Because I was like so insecure about that, not knowing that it was totally normal and it was going to come back right back in. And especially during my pregnancy, my hair grew so much. So I was so bugged out by this because I was like, my hair, I just cut my hair because it was growing so much. Like, what is going on with my edges? Like, I was reverting back to everything. Like, what did I do? Did I use something that I wasn't supposed to use? Like all these questions that kept popping up in my head, and I was so confused about it. But I know, like, you know, when we talk about hair loss, it brings up so many triggers, and it brings up so much insecurities in terms of what questions to ask, who should you confide in, who's seeing it, how do you hide it, like all those things. So to want to just shoot me a message. Tonight we're giving away the Blueberry Growth Serum. Yes, that was a new song, T. Tonight we're giving away a Blueberry Growth Serum, and our growth serum has been doing wonders for the tribe. So I'm excited to give away. Are we giving away 1 serum or 2 serum?
It should be 1 for male and 1 for female.
Oh, so
if there's any males on the call.
Is that if there's a, so apparently we're giving away a blueberry serum, and then we're giving away a man's growth oil as well if there are fellas on here. So fellas, if you're here, Make sure you participate in the giveaway because we wanted to make sure it was even. And if you've won before, please do not guess when it's time for the giveaway. We want to be fair, especially for those who are tuning in and they're new. We want to make sure we are being fair. So if you've ever won, don't enter tonight. Okay, we're going to be fair tonight. If you won, I know the regulars, do not enter. We know you. We know you. Do not enter. Let somebody else win tonight. So yeah, back to what I was saying. It can definitely cause a lot of insecurities, and I totally get that. But ask around, like not ask around. Don't ask around. Lord, no, don't ask around because no, I be seeing bad advice. Don't ask around. I take that back. Ask the person you trust, whether that's your loctician, whoever you trust with your crown. Ask them if you start seeing that. Like make sure you're asking questions that somebody. Let's see, y'all already come with it. Oh, so I want to say if you have won in the last 6 months, do not enter, please. They have rules for y'all. Do not enter if you won in the last 6 months. But yes, if you. Oh, she's not playing. She's like giving y'all all the warning. And if you're just tuning in, I'm going to do a quick recap. Tonight we're talking about hair loss, and next week I'll dive a little bit deeper into like what that looks like. And I do have a chart. Let me pull it up on Facebook and Instagram so you guys could be prepared. And I'll touch on this very just a little bit next week so you guys can really see. But I'm going to show you another graph. So again, you can use, you can screenshot this and I'll remove. So I hope you guys were able to get a screenshot of that on Facebook. But this is exactly what I was speaking about when I talked about stress, right? You experiencing stress and you're thinking like internally, oh, it's not going to, do anything to me. But you literally could see that throughout, whether it's like breakouts, or your hair thinning out or you losing your hair, you're going to see that. So just make sure overall we're taking really good care of ourselves. So make sure you get a screenshot of that. The types of stress can include surgery, childbirth, which I mentioned, and serious illness. Hair loss will be the main symptoms, right? So everything is just crazy, like how our bodies like just tie together. Isn't that just like insane? But take a screenshot of that. But the good news is your hair normally grows back. Your hair normally grows back. If it's due to stress, your hair will grow back. After that stress goes away, just give yourself time. Don't try to do too much. Just give yourself time. And this is why also it's great. I practice all the time. It's great to have periods in your lock journey where you just don't do anything to your crown, honestly. Like you just don't do anything to your crown. And when I say anything, like don't retwist it, just let it be. Like if you have a period, a down period, especially if you work and maybe because you're going to work, your hair always has to be like, kept per se or styled. But if you have like a vacation or any downtime, just let your hair breathe. Like let your hair breathe, let it do its thing, let it grow. Just give it time to just do its thing. Sometimes us manipulating our hair too much can also cause your hair to thin, can also that's why when you see it, a lot of times you see people retwist like every week and then over time their hair starts thinning, right? And then also going back to genetics, some of us just naturally have thin, straight like hair based on our hair type, right? Going back to like 3Cs, a lot of us are not in the 2s, but if you're in like the top 3s, like 3A through C, your hair is a little bit more manageable. And so it will be, not as full as like a 4A through 4C. So just, and if you don't know what I'm talking about with these 3s and these 4s, I'll put that chart again in our Facebook group so you can see exactly what I'm talking about in terms of your coils, how they are curled. So I'll put that in the Facebook group. If you don't see us put it in there, just request it. We'll put it back in the Facebook group, or you could just search in our Facebook group for hair types and it should come up. But these are things that will also affect your hair loss, in terms of, you may be thinking, oh, I'm losing so much hair, but it's not that. Your hair is just naturally like that. And again, going back to genetics, as you age, your hair may just be changing its texture. So those things are totally normal. All right. All right, it's 6:39, y'all. Y'all don't like this topic. Y'all don't like this topic, right? Y'all like, ma'am, you not finna talk about my hair loss at all. You are not talking about my hair loss. So I'm gonna give y'all some fun news. I'm gonna give y'all some fun news. And then we're gonna do a giveaway. We're gonna do a giveaway. So I'm gonna do the first giveaway for the ladies, since I think, Pammy, what are you cooking? What are you cooking? Is that rain? Oh, Jackie, I'm just seeing your comment. Yeah, if you're using something and it's working for you, that's totally fine. Like, if you guys are finding, a lot of us revert to like asking like a family what's worked for them in the past, or a natural, like I know in like our culture, Jamaican culture, a lot of people revert to like castor oil, coconut oil, because it's like what we had a lot of access to. So if you find something that's working for you, absolutely go for it. Absolutely. For sure. Hold on, I'm seeing the questions. Sorry, I'm missing your question. Anita says, between over processing of color and postpartum, I think that's how my locks began to thin. Needless to say, I chopped a great amount of length off. The bleach was on the ends, and that's where it started to thin. Is there such a thing as new ends budding, or is it all bad from here on? No, because again, remember, your hair starts growing from the roots, right? And if you even, Anita, if you go back, and I'll post it in the group, but if you go back to that image that I just showed, it's literally showing your hair growing from the roots, right? It's growing from the roots. But again, if you look at that chart, it also shows you, if your hair grows from the roots like that and then you lose your hair, it's going to grow back, right? So, and again, and part of maintaining your locks is actually clipping your ends. Right? A lot of us don't do that, but it's a good practice to have, right? I'm not saying like, this is your hair and then you're going to chop off all of this. Like, you could literally clip off your ends like this, right? And that will help. So if you have bleach, like just at the end, the tip of your locks, you can clip that off. It's going to grow back. It's going to grow back. So that's my recommendation for you. And that's a good comment too, because a lot of the times, a lot of us, as soon as we get locks, where's the color at? Where's the color at? I want color. I want color. And you can't live without a color. But do your research on how, coloring your hair properly. Get a professional to do it if you have to, because for me, any bleach, any dye is chemical, right? It's chemical that's going to change your hair color. And so you just have to take care of your hair. It doesn't matter. It does matter what brand you use, but it really matters how you're going to care for your hair after you had that chemical to color it. So if you can absolutely color your locks, just make sure your routine is on point. You can't be forgetting to moisturize your hair. You can't do it when you feel like it, because your hair will start to talk, and your hair will let you know by breakage, by thinning. It will let you know. So you can do all the fun stuff and color your hair and all that good stuff, but make sure your regimen is on point, which next week we are going to be talking about 5-minute regimen for all hair types. So for color treated locks, starter locks, if you had your locks for years, we still gonna help you. So next week I will have that. We're gonna go through all of those, and it's super simple. It's less than 5 minutes. My goal is for you guys to at least take some time, at least 5 minutes of your day, to just love on your hair, to make sure you're checking if your hair is okay. Like 5 minutes can just include you like just inspecting your hair, and you like removing anything that, you know, if you see a lint just sitting there like this one, just take it off. Just take it off before it embeds itself in your crown. These are simple things that you could do on a day-to-day basis. Like as you're laying there watching TV, like you can like literally do this, right? You could do this. You can just, you know, brush it up. Like these are the things that we're going to talk about next week, right? Because your routine does affect all these things, right? And again, internally does matter. Drink your water, exercise, all those things. Stop stressing about the things that you cannot control. Stop stressing about the things that you cannot control. My goal for last year, and I said it to myself, was my peace is non-negotiable. And that's in all areas of my life, from every part of my life, right? Once I said that, then I had to, one, believe it, and I had to start doing it. And doing it looks different from believing it and saying it. And so once I start doing that, whether that's in business, if it's a disgruntled customer that I cannot serve or I should not be serving, goodbye. Bye. That's okay. That's what that looks like. If it's in an uncontrollable situation where maybe a missed opportunity and, you know, I just didn't get that opportunity, you have to release that because there's going to be another opportunity. So all those things goes back to that stress, right? So once you change your mindset and what peace looks like to you, I promise you, like, that's a game changer. That's a game changer. But yeah, Anita, I will definitely do that. Hold on. Now y'all want to ask questions. Hold on. The giveaway you'll enter by just answering the question when I give the question in a few seconds. Donnelly says she has hair loss around her temples from stress and breakage. Yep. Hey, Aisha. Shamara said, I did a chop and my locks are growing in gray and a looser texture. It got thinner from interlocking. Should I just palm roll it? So, and I've seen this a lot. I interlock my locks, and that was a tongue twister. I interlock my locks, and interlocking is very tricky. You have to make sure you're doing it correctly, right? So it may not be the method that thin your lock. It's probably more so like how it was done. But if you did not use it, like there's honestly so many things out here that we could do differently now. There is like instant lock, which is crazy with the needle. I've seen people have been like killing this, like instant lock where you just take the needle and you just like, you know, just don't poke yourself. But there's a method to the madness, and you can get a professional to do this. But you could do that if you have like super soft hair that takes longer to lock. And this locks your hair so fast, and you don't even need to interlock, right? So that's one thing that you could do. Like, oh, get off my hair. That's one thing you could do. But you can absolutely palm roll, right? For if you found that issue happened the first time you locked your hair, and you want to try a different way, palm rolling, absolutely, that's fine. Just again, make sure you keep up with that regimen that you're going to create for yourself. And going back to what I spoke about earlier, hair loss or thinning can also be genetic, and it could be just aging, like your hair texture is going to change. So it's just like, think about it, y'all. When you're a newborn, look at our newborns. When you have a baby, their hair texture is like so different from what it is today, right? Your hair texture changes. And so as you're going back, you're aging, your hair texture is kind of like you becoming a baby back again. So your hair texture is going to change. So those things are normal that we cannot change. Genetics, like you can't change your genetics. So that, and it's completely fine. You just have to like manage it. You're so welcome. Yay! See, Aisha did it. Aisha said she got instant Locs to start, and now she palm rolls. So there you go. And listen, we have our lock community. We have our Peculiar Roots Facebook groups. We have 2 of them just for you guys to ask these questions. So if you are having an issue right now with your locks and you're like, I just want to start fresh, ask the questions. Like, we don't discriminate against how you start your locks or what method. Like, you know, I used to be my feelings about it. That was a personal thing. I was like, they cheated. Like, how you gonna cheat like that? You just cheating. Like, I took 10 years for this and you just got it like in 2 seconds. Girl. Is that Locs? But that was my personal thing. And I had to like, you know, stop being a hater. Like I had to stop being a hater. I was like, you know what? I'm just hating because it took me 10 years and it took you 2 seconds and you did it smarter way. Because now times have changed, innovation has happened, and now more people are gravitating to Locs, and which is amazing. And so, yes, absolutely. If you can get instant Locs, I was telling Sarima to get instant Locs. I was like, girl, because she was talking about her texture. I was like, girl, get instant Locs. Like, that's a thing. Like, you can get instant Locs. Like, do it. Do it. If I was supposed to cut off my hair today, I'll get instant Locs. Like, instant Locs is like they crochet your hair and it mats it faster. So normally, like when you started back in the day, right, you had to wait till your hair naturally lock. So instant lock is the opposite. Like they just like mat it up a little bit faster. Yeah, so that's what it is. The texture has changed with palm rolling, Aisha said. So yeah, definitely Anita and Shamaria, just ask those questions in the group too, because I speak on what I know, but if the tribe members literally went through it, like they will tell you their experience, and we're very transparent. We're not gonna like hide crap from you and be like, oh my gosh, it was so perfect when we knew it wasn't. We're all going through this journey together. So feel free to ask, you know, or DM Aisha on Instagram to get more advice on what her experience was. I started my lock journey 2 years ago, but seems like my roots don't really lock. Some locks do lock faster than others. What can I do? I usually palm roll and 2 strong twists. That's a great question, Gillette. So a lot of the times I think there's so many misconceptions based on like what we see online, and we think people's locks are like so defined and perfect. If you look, so if you interlock, then here, like the root of your locks, right, it will be locked because you can interlock it and tighten it all the way till the roots. But if you're just traditionally palm rolling, you may find that you have like your hair, first of all, your hair also grows really fast. So you may always have maybe like an inch of new growth, and that's totally normal. So if you're talking, and you're just 2 years in, babe, so you're just starting, so you're probably, it's not going to be like tight here at the roots and perfect and locked, because you're always going to have new growth. If you look at that chart that I just showed you guys, your hair is literally growing every day, so you're going to have new growth. So don't worry about that too much or it being too neat. What you can do to get that look that you may want is maybe do some 2 strong twists, 3 strong twists, do some styles to kind of keep your retwist longer. But if I'm not like, if that's not what you're asking me, let me know too. But I think you're saying like right here, you have a lot of new growth, right? And you're not liking that look, but that's totally normal. That's total. And you can use this tool. A lot of people use this tool to like, again, mat it. Oh God, I didn't want to do that because this thing is hard to come out of my hair. But you can use the lock tool, the crochet needle, and crochet it at the roots so it locks faster. So that's another way you can do. I wouldn't advise you to do it if you haven't done it before, but if your loctician can do it, then you can ask her to do it at the roots so you can have that tight lock at the roots. And Aisha says she's available if anybody has any other question about like her getting instant lock. And I'm gonna go. Sorry, Instagram, I was not ignoring you. Hold on. Yes, I clip mine once a year. Awesome. Yeah, your ends don't regrow. It starts from the roots, y'all. I always tell people to embrace the ugly phase. Exactly. And there's no ugly phase. Like I look back at my pictures. I've been trying to dig up my pictures and I'm like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Because what I have now, I can now compare it and like be so grateful. So there's literally no ugly stage, y'all. Tawana said there's no instant locks for her. She wanted to enjoy every phase. Yeah, and it's a personal choice for sure. Like definitely a personal choice. Some have like 3 centimeters of new growth, but others have maybe 8 or 10. I don't mind the 3 centimeters. Yep, Juliet. So you can, like, if you're going through a loctician, definitely see if they can do the crochet method to like tighten it up a little bit without damaging your hair. Or if you want to try interlocking method, but again, get a professional to do either of those so you don't do more damage than you would wish. And I'm assuming too, your hair texture is just probably super soft. That's why it's not locking as fast as you'd like at the roots. But honestly, 2 years, you're still in the starter lock phase. You're not like, you shouldn't be like, depending on your hair texture, you shouldn't be like fully locked. Like my daughter is a year in and she is maybe 80% locked because her hair is soft. So she still has like a lot of parts of her locks that's not fully locked. So it's pretty normal. But if you like, if it's a bother to you, then just ask a professional to tighten it up with either the lock tool or look into interlocking. You have 4A and 4B, girl. It should be locked in. And your hair would actually work really well. Your hair type would work well with this if you get somebody to do it really well, because y'all be having like the bomb hair. So I'm going to do a quick giveaway. I'm going to put up the tonight's deal. Hold on. Tonight deal. Mega put it up. So here's tonight deal. I'm going to put it up on Facebook and I'm going to choose a giveaway. Hold on. Buy 2, get 1 free of our hair growth serum. So here's how this works, because I know y'all gonna do the wrong thing and y'all gonna be messaging us tonight and we not gonna be here. And this deal expires at midnight. So here's how this works. You choose 2 serums of your choice. Actually, no, sorry. You're gonna choose 3 serums of your choice, right? The individual ones, not the bundle. The bundle is not counted. So if you decide you want 3 blueberry serums, put 3 blueberry serums in your cart and add the code GROWTH at checkout. That code is going to make one of them free. So that's all you have to do. 3 growth serums of your choice, put it in your cart, and then add the code GROWTH, and one is going to be free. Y'all got that? Y'all got that? 3 growth serums. All right. 3 growth serums. And then add the code, and then one is going to be free. That's all you have to do, right? Now I'm going to choose a giveaway winner. I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to choose a winner. So let me go back to my notes so I can ask you the right question. So the first person to tell me 2 reasons why you may experience hair loss that was not on the chart that I talked about. 2 reasons. Yes, you should be able to order. You should be able to order. Oh, I'm not sure. Tawana, one second. Tawana, they're asking can we order 6, then 2 are free? Are they able to double in their cart? I don't know. You should have thought that through, Tawana, because you know how your peoples be. So Tawana is going to get back to me. If not, I would just probably do 2 separate orders, but she's going to get back to me. I think it's probably 1. Hold on. Hold on. Tawana's going to get back to me. But in the meantime, the giveaway question is the first person in the comment section to tell me the 2 things that may cause hair loss that was not on the chart that I talked about. 2 things that was not on the chart that I spoke about that can cause hair loss. And go. I'm going to pick one winner. I'm just going to do 2 winners. One winner from Instagram and one winner from Facebook. One winner from that was not on the chart. Empress with Love. Have you won before? From Empress with Love. Have you won before? Y'all soldier. Nope. Okay. So you are the winner. So you're the winner on Instagram. So Empress is the winner on Instagram.
Who's the one on Instagram?
Empress with Love. So Empress with Love, all you have to do is you have to shoot us an email. So email admin at peculiarroots.com, and in the subject line put winner. In the subject line put winner, chicken dinner. No, don't put that. In the subject line put winner and put growth serum, and you can choose which one you want. We have blueberry or pineapple. So choose which one you want and we'll get that out to you first thing in the morning. You are so welcome. You are so welcome, doll. And then I'm going to choose a winner on Facebook. Hold on, y'all. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on. Don't waste your time, 'cause you're crying. God, where these songs come in my head, Lord. Hold on, y'all. Let me go back to my Facebook. Me can't play a minute. Yes, Stacey, you cannot play. And for the question earlier, yes, you can order 6 and get 2 free. Thank you for checking that out, Tawana. Y'all. All right. We need a Facebook winner. Facebook, what's going on? I'm not telling you guys the answer because I want you guys to guess too on Facebook. We need a Facebook winner. We got an Instagram winner. You know what it is? All the Facebook people is the same people. So they can't enter. So let me see. Facebook, you have 2 seconds. 2 seconds while I do something. And that's it, y'all. We wrapping up. We wrapping up the day. Wrapping up the day. Okay, let me go back to Facebook. Hold on, y'all. Oh. She got it. Oopsie. So Facebook can't answer because everybody on there is regulars. So we get one winner tonight. It's fine. We got one winner tonight. Email us, and you'll get your prize. And hold on, y'all. Let me get this stuff over here. Let me give you guys some updates. Oh, where's my camera? Hold on. I can't. Can y'all see me on Facebook? Because I can't see y'all. All right. All right. So I'm going to wrap it up, y'all. So next week, Thursday, is going to be our Juneteenth celebration. So most of you guys know we are going to be closed on Friday in celebration and observation of Juneteenth. Did I say June 15th? That's Carl's birthday. My bad. Juneteenth. We're going to celebrate that next Friday. So our team, our entire staff is off because we now work on Juneteenth. So we have a long weekend. So what we're going to do, can you see me on Instagram, Sarima?
No, your daughter captured my phone. But before she did, you was doing this on Instagram. This was you. Look. Well, why she moving so fast?
I can't see myself.
You was moving mad fast. You was talking regular.
Hold on, Tawana is telling me. I don't know.
Your daughter come and get my phone. She captured me.
I don't know if they could hear me. I think they could hear me, but they can't see me. I don't know. But I hope you can. Okay, we're on IG good. Okay. For some reason, okay, I can't see me, but it's fine. Y'all can see me. So Juneteenth, we're celebrating Juneteenth, which is next Saturday, but we are closed for Friday for Juneteenth. And we are going to celebrate that on next Thursday, Locked and Loaded Live. So next Thursday, Locked and Loaded Live, we're going to be talking about 5-minute routines that you guys can use to get your crown together. And on top of that, we are going to be having one of the biggest sales ever in the history of Peculiar Roots. So make sure you're tuning next Thursday. Bring your popcorn, bring your Juneteenth gear. Like, we're gonna be turned up. We're gonna be celebrating being blackity black and with Locs. So I'm excited for next week. Lots of surprises for you. We're gonna have a special guest, a DJ. No, I'm kidding. We're not. But it's gonna be the biggest sale ever. And I can't tell y'all what else. But come through next week. It's gonna be popping. I'm gonna have more songs for y'all, and Donnelly. It doesn't matter if you're at work. You're always watching, even when you're at work. So excuses not welcome. Talk about she at work, like she not watching now at work. Yes, bring your Juneteenth gear. We're gonna be turned up. It's gonna be fun. But remember, when you order on Thursday, we close for Friday. So do not email us about your orders. We gonna answer on Monday because I'm giving my team off that day. They're getting a long weekend. We're gonna be on the beach somewhere because we deserve it. We work very hard. So we're excited. I love you guys. Have a great night. I hope tonight was very informative for you. And I can't wait to celebrate with you next week. Bring your gear, bring everything, because it's a time to be alive and blackity black. Sorry. Okay. Later, y'all. See y'all. Bye.